Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Vanguard Tactics. I'm Stephen Box, and today I'm joined by Jack Downing. How you doing, Jack?
Hello. Yeah, I'm all good. How are you?
Yeah, very good, mate. As we have been doing some play testing and some work today with the new terrain, haven't we?
Yeah, it's looking great.
Doing loads of play testing with the new terrain, which is here, as you guys will see shortly. Yeah, what else have we been doing? Working on the academy, haven't we?
Yeah. Got some good thoughts together and how we're going to move that forward.
So if you guys are interested in Warhammer 40k, then you're in the right place, because we are going to answer your 40k related questions. Now, we support all aspects of the hobby, but we do take a little bit more of an approach towards the competitive side of things. So if you're new to the channel, then welcome. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please pop them in the chat. You guys know what to do by now. So the lockdown live series is because I decided to go live every day while we were in this isolation period. I thought it was 3 weeks, 21 days. We're now down at day 54. And I told Jack, you were saying, no, you don't need to do it. And I was like, I have to do it. Yeah. I have to do it. So
it's a monumental effort on your behalf, and I appreciate watching you every day live, and I'm sure a lot of people do as well.
Thanks, mate. As you can see, we are practicing our social distancing, and when we were working earlier, using gloves when we were playing.
Yeah, we've got a full set of PPE down here. It's a really good setup. Hand sanitizer,
face masks
on,
all that stuff. So yeah. Right, guys. Oh, Brian's actually on time today. Yeah. So who have we got? We've got Luke. Sorry if I'm like sort of leaning in because I've got to see the comments. We've got Luke, David, Rizal, Ian, Wayne, Waz, Jacob, Joaquin, Dave, Richard. How you guys doing? Right. So now Jack is our Tau player.
Yep. For my sins.
Jack's the Tau player for his sins. So we used the Tau today on the table to see what that's like. I used the Harlequins. Now, we were going to stream a game, however, we found that in our testing the audio wasn't proper for you. There was a lot of humming, and the humming's been created from these downward lights. They're not on at the moment, but I've actually ordered some new lights, and hopefully let us know what the sound is like, okay? Let us know what the sound is like, because this is going to be the sound setup that we use. We're both lapelled up, so hopefully we're nice and clear. Brian said, where are the masks? We can put the masks on if you want, but we're going to sound extremely muffled and it might look a little bit too much for the channel, but obviously we've measured it out. We are far enough away, so we're all good. Joaquin said, good lad there, Brian. JP Wargaming, evening. All tips against gun lines really helped yesterday against a Necron gun line, finished 27-27. Wow, that's fantastic to see that you're putting the tips into practice. That's fantastic. Brian said, got to catch today's rant. Yeah, I need to I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more, I think, today. Hello, so here's my question from yesterday. Made a Salamander Smash Captain with Thunderhammer. What is the best combination of the Relic, Warlord trait and strats to make him destructive as possible? Now, I said I was going to go away and do some research, and I'll be brutally honest, I didn't. So I'm really sorry.
So they've got a relic to get +1 attack, right? And I think once per game you can generate that into an aura, as well.
Right.
They've got lots of good psychic powers for like -1 to wound.
Yep.
No, +1 toughness.
Yep.
You can give him a warlord trait to make him +1 strength and toughness, I think. Right. So you can definitely get him up to T6.
Okay.
And you may be able to get him up to strength 5 as well.
Well, you can do Might of Heroes.
And you can put Might of Heroes, so you can make him T7.
Yep.
So. And then you obviously give him a Thunderhammer and a Storm Shield so he can smash, but you make him more durable. And
the Relic just mastercrafted for damage 4, if you need it.
Yeah.
If you're against those Assault Centurions, you go in with a damage 4. So
I think you're looking at, if I was going to be a Salamander's captain, I would stack the pluses to toughness, and then look to buff him further with psychic powers. Yeah. So I really like the Salamander's psychic powers, actually, so I will be taking a librarian in that list.
Nice. Also, Razel is a fan of the Dark Angels, and you've got the. So Jack actually ran Dark Angel against me this morning, didn't you?
So it's been my little quarantine project. I've had Dark Angels for a long time now, never been painted. So I set a challenge for myself to get that onto the tabletop, so I'm making good progress with that.
Yep.
And it was the first time I got a game with them with Psychic Awakening today.
Yep.
Really impressed, really like the feel of the army.
I loved your list today. I think it was super cool. And actually, we won't say too much about my Harlequins that I'm working on, because I want to do a big reveal at GT. I want to do that. But it was brutal. I can't believe how much of my army you killed. It was ridiculous. So
there was very little on the board at the end of the game, wasn't it?
It was, So, Wayne said, "This is mad. I was just listening to the Tau podcast." Well, any questions? Great. You've got Jack right here to answer any questions about
just
Tau.
on the to the back end of that question, Dark Angels, the FAQ.
Yeah.
So I think that's in reference to you got to move out of Devastator Doctrine.
Yeah.
So Dark Angels and Devi Doctrine plus 6-inch range, and obviously additional minuses.
Mm-hmm.
For me, for the list that I'm running, I didn't care.
No, you didn't at all.
But what it did hit hard, the flyer spam that was initially came out, and the Talonmaster spam. Yeah. Talonmaster's still a great unit, regardless of losing 6-inch range. He's quick enough.
Yeah.
I wasn't running the planes, and if you did, you've still got the Warlord trait to give everyone back into Devi for a second turn. Yeah. If you need more than 2 turns with 6 planes, you're not doing something right. Yeah. I think that'll do enough damage anyway. So for me personally, I don't think it was affected them that badly at all. Yeah. I know a lot of people felt quite hurt by it. Yeah. But I think if you just look and dig a little bit deeper into other units, I think there's plenty of workarounds.
Like those Terminators today were brutal, weren't they? So,
yeah, just one unit of Deathwing Knights with a banner. Yeah. Just made a shield wall, basically.
Yeah. And against my list with the Quins, it was so hard. Like, I think I went in with a unit of 10 and played +1 to wound, reroll wounds, reroll and ones to hit.
You didn't
do the +1 to wound. No, I did the double counter. Yes, I did the double damage, didn't I?
So you do double damage. So I then paid 1 CP to make him T5.
Yep.
So I made T5 to strength 5.
Yep.
And I spent another CP to make him -1 to wound.
So I was wound on 5s.
So instead of spending 2 CP for transhuman, I could spend 2 to make him 5s to wound.
Yeah. And I was getting the rerolls, but I think I only re-roll failed as well, which is the important clarification.
So knocked your 4s out of it.
Knocked my 4s out, yeah. And I think I killed 1.
Yeah, I made some good...
You made some very good saves.
And I feel no pain backing it up as well.
So, so yesterday do you know what I would really like to do is, I'd like to compliment, so on the YouTube, his name is Trollette103, and he actually came back to sort of debated my point that I made yesterday. And I just want to say, you've done that so well. Like the way that he structured his comments back was extremely, what would I say?
Like having a debate and a rounded argument.
Exactly. It wasn't like, he's put, I strongly disagree about the modelling thing. And I'm like, cool. Like, it's cool for people to have different opinions. Yes, it's then how you conduct yourself. Yeah. And Trollette1103, you've done it extremely, I think, respectfully. And I really appreciate that. And I can see like some of the points you made. I do agree with like where you said that you don't like it where they were using chain axes for one thing, but then something different in another turn.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, and I'm in agreement with you that where possible we do want WYSIWYG, but there are a few occasions where I think if you've gone to some real effort, and I'm not saying look we start putting down little infantry like tin men and start counting them as guardsmen. And I'm not saying we start getting, I don't know, like you've got a transformer at home and you go, oh, this is a Riptide. No, I'm talking like it has to be the proper size model from GW. And the reason why I think it's important to buy from Games Workshop is because it's their game. Yeah. You want to give back to the rules that you're using. And I'm a big advocate for that as well. But there are some sort of situations where, like, if you've gone to a lot of effort to do lots of conversions.
Yeah, and model it, paint it up, maybe a bit of conversions on top. Yeah,
that gives you the hobby license, I think. Yeah. So for me, that's where I think we actually agree to a fair few of the points there. I made a comment yesterday and I said that, you know, normally people are trying to do it to get an advantage, like, oh, take that off the board. And in his case, he's not looking to do that. And obviously there's always going to be exceptions. So please don't feel like I'm like targeting that at you. And I think as long as you are, if you say to your opponent, look, what in terms of your models here, what I would first of all do is I'd probably approach a TO. And I would say, I have a problem with my opponent's army because it's confusing as to what is what. Has that person ask for clarification that he can use? Because I'm using like silencers converted on intercessors to use as grav cannons. But I'm going to email the TO ahead of time, take a picture of it, say, is this okay? It's going to be beautifully painted, converted. They're all going to be consistent. And obviously silencers don't even exist in a Space Marine army, but they look cool. I love the Gatler look to it. And if the TO says, yes, that's fine, then again, I've gone through all the necessary steps to make sure that's okay. If you've emailed the TO and says, look, can I use my dark lances as disintegrator cannons, and they're like, yeah, sure, then again, like, if you've got a problem, you could say to the TO, I'm having a problem here because I can't tell what's what. If they had a Ravager which has got dark lances on, another one which has got disintegrator cannons on,
it becomes confusing for your opponent. Which is, it's unfair on your opponent. Because you know, in that situation, I'm constantly having to ask, is that the dark lances or is that the dark lances? That, you know, just constantly, rather than, if it's all the same and it's all the same weapon, fine. I'm not too bothered. And at the end of the day, it's the TO's decision. It's their tournament. And they'll draw. There's a line we're talking about now, isn't there? You can go too far in one direction with some questionable loadouts, stuff like that. But there's an appropriate line to take.
And I think if it's like in a game like this, there's always like a bit of give and take, isn't it? So I want you to have a good game. You want me to have a good game, I would hope, as well. So
I'm not sure about that.
Well, I mean, if it's a case of, you know, I want to use my silent. Let's use that as an example. My silencers as grav, and you're sat there thinking, well, Steve, he's gone to a lot of effort with those guys. Okay, I would have preferred him to use grav cannons, but do you know what? I'd rather have a nice game with this gent. Let him have that. And not be too worried about it, because there's probably going to be something that comes up later that you're going to want a bit of give and take on. When you go, oh, do you mind if I just do this? I'm going to be like, yeah, man, you were totally cool about my conversions. Please carry on. It's like with my characters, I use a Mephiston model as my Ashtaroth. I've done a cool conversion, but he's on a slightly bigger base, right? So I'll say to my opponent, look, are you cool with me using this model? If not, I have the original.
Perfect,
if you're cool with me using this cool looking one, most people are like, oh, he's awesome, man, stick him on the table. Great. You know, whereas if someone was like, no, I want you to use the original one, I'd be like, cool, bye.
But then in that example, you know exactly the additional dimension and the aura. So you measure a 5-inch aura rather than a 6-inch aura, for example.
5.5,
So to make sure that, in terms of gameplay, then it makes no effect.
I'm not trying to drag it out from both ends, you know.
I've just grabbed another 2 inches on my auras. Then
that's it, different. So, but I just want to say, when we get comments on the YouTube, and if you can debate respectfully, get to the point, you know, then fantastic. It's all about creating this discussion, because I think between us now, we've actually come up with it's actually made me clarify my point a little bit more, which I think is good, because you know I'm doing this live. I'm not pre-planning what I'm saying, so you are getting my raw opinion, so to speak, and I do obviously try and consider those things, but I think you did that really, really well, so hopefully you guys in the chat agree as well. Let's have a quick, we've skipped loads of questions here. Do you think an all Deathwing Dark Angels list can be competitive post-Psychic Awakening?
I think So I actually I built a list for the academy. So it was 980 points of Deathwing.
Right. Okay.
So it all goes up in the sky.
Okay.
It's because you can only put half your army up.
Yeah.
Then I had battalions to back it up. So because Terminators are so slow.
Yeah.
You don't really want to go full. I wouldn't go any more than 999.
Right. Okay.
Deathwing, so you could put it all up in the air.
Yeah.
I think it's got good play. I think that was 2 units Deathwing Knights and a big unit of Shooting Knights with a banner.
Mm-hmm.
So that can all just come down. You can use your then you need your Raven Wing to get them into combat.
And the screen clearance.
Yeah.
Screen clearance is what's going to kill that army.
Yeah. So I think you could have like half your army in Deathwing. I think, and I want to try it. 3 big blocks of Terminators wrapped around that banner and see what I can do. But I think you need that Raven Wing support.
What benefit do you get? Plus 16th range. Your Super Doctrine, yeah?
Yes, turn 1.
See, that's where you could look to. Do you know what I'd be tempted to do? Is I'd actually soup in 1,000 points of Death Watch. Because in that case, because you've got the teleport homers, you can redeploy them, get them to clear screens, which they do really, really well, because they're such a great gunboat. And then you've got the ability to redeploy some units there as well. Or maybe you're in a matchup where you want to put the Terminators down on the board, because actually you feel like a defensive, counterpunch unit's the thing. And then
that's like
that sort of veteran build can go up in the air.
I'm thinking because I play Raven Wing as well, Raven Guard, so I could do that too.
Yeah.
Because I don't lose too much from the Super Doctrines from each army.
No, because you could actually redeploy a unit of aggressors just to go right. Yeah. I'm going to completely split fire. I'm going to go aggressor get there, aggressor there, aggressor there, aggressor there, aggressor there. Right, clear as much screen as possible. Yeah. That could be an option here. Yeah. Yeah, nice, love it. Cool. So, Jack, in your experience, which of the Tau Seps have the most success?
So I've been running stabilisation systems and gifted pilots. So that means I don't have to. So stabilisation systems is move and fire without penalty.
Nice.
So the good thing about that, it means you don't have to pay target lock.
Okay.
So it frees up a support system. And I'm using gifted pilots, so that gives vehicles and monsters reroll wounds if they move less than half. And then I've got triple Riptide, triple Ghost Kill list. I've only ran 1 tournament with it so far. That was 3 and 2.
Yeah.
So that was my first run out with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like it. I think not having to use target lock and freeing up an additional support system slot is massive.
Yeah. On your offense, yeah.
Yeah, because I can get shield generators on all my Ghost Kills. I've got Velocity Tracker on all my Riptides now. So it answers some good problems that they come up against.
Yeah.
I think generally the Tau are in a great place with the Greater Good and their codex in general.
Yeah, it was a super well balanced codex anyway.
Yeah, I think they're well pointed at the moment. Mm-hmm. I could see chapter approved making no points drops. Yeah, they're in the right place I think at the moment. So, and Psychic only added to that. And I won't start talking about the Relic Ion Cannon.
We'll be here all day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's meant to be a 20-minute live stream. Anyway, so I think that's it. And we actually played a game today with my new Harlequin list, using the new rules from White Dwarf. That'll be coming out soon, and it didn't go well for the Tau, did it? We needed to test it.
Yes. On the particular build that you're looking at, it's
super hard counter.
Yeah, because it takes out minuses of the game. Yeah. Any minuses are AP. The Harleys, full stop, take it away.
And what was interesting, we had we deconstructed it at the end of the game, didn't we? And I said to you, like, you built this list because of probably 3 main things.
Yes, I was looking at Marines.
Yeah.
Generally flying vehicles or flying units. So like Eldar, big one. Jump infantry.
Dark Eldar. And also the Tau mirror match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was very much in a good place for the
repulsors.
Yeah, pre-COVID. Meta that we're kind of in.
Pre-COVID meta, yeah. So Jack's list there, just for you guys as well. All the support systems that you've gone for give you a +1 hit against fly, right? You're also paying the +1 AP for the marine the power armor dudes, and the third one is that your entire army can fly, which means the Blood Angels can't wrap you, or any other army can't wrap you. So let's say the Marines are a rock. Yeah. You've created a paper as a perfect counter, and I've just now finished the lecture and module on basically how do you different types of lists that we will see at events, and we would call this like a meta counter list. Yeah. And but my list, all of the things that you've invested in, I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. Don't care. You can take all those things. And you can waste all those points because I am the scissor to your paper.
So I think you wipe out about 150 to 200 points worth of upgrades in my units just by being a Harlequin.
Yeah.
which is not just for Tau, that mirrors across a number of different sources as well.
Yeah. So that's quite it was an interesting one there that you've kind of come in, because we've had the marine meta, you've thought, okay, this beats the marine meta, and we'll see a lot of lists that are doing that, and then I go in and go, right, well, I can counter you now, but I'm still, unfortunately, the marines still hurt me because they've got a high rate of shots with the chapter master thing, so my minuses don't really matter. So interesting dynamic there, but yeah, love it. Because actually, your Dark Angels did a much better job against me than the Tau. Yeah. But now with the ability to like switch off Overwatch and stuff, and we're starting a new series, which is going to be about, I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet. Maybe like key plays or something. But one of them that when we're playtesting, we're stopping our games at the moment and we're writing down these pure decisions. So I was in a decision earlier about we're going to call it something like, in this particular example, who do you declare when it comes to Tau Overwatch? Yes. So how do you get around the Tau Overwatch? Now, I set it up perfectly, didn't I, with my Death. So he's got triple Riptide. Death Jester shoots one, so he can't Overwatch. And then Jack had left a little gap, and I thought, that's a 25 mil gap there. I can slip in my Troop Master that ignores Overwatch. And I needed a 7. Yeah. I rolled a 4. Now he's got the re-roll pivotal roll on.
Charges,
double 1. So I was like, there's a problem. But then it was with all other units. We've deconstructed that, and that'll be a video that goes on the Academy over the next sort of 12 weeks. We're going to put together a whole plethora of these videos that you can look at and go, so if I'm in that situation...
Yeah, so like the more different matchups we have, the more games, that will just be a continuous...
short, sharp videos,
Yeah, exactly. Just certain bits of problem solving.
Yeah. So Ian said, struggling with picking control secondaries with a Necron gun line. Any suggestions? I would go ground control.
Yeah.
Maybe even King of the Hill. Because I've seen your list, it's very horde based.
Oh, is it?
It's got a lot of models, a lot of Tomb Blades, stuff like that. So.
Tomb Blades are good.
Recon potentially with the Tomb Blades.
Yeah.
And Flyers.
I like ground control with the Doomsdays. Yeah. Because they're so hard to get rid of because they've got the range, they've got the quantum shielding, they can sit at the back, and then they've got the movement to get up the board when they need to. Yeah. And you got the Veil of Darkness as well for ground control. Mm-hmm. So that's a good one if you can keep hold of that.
So we're saying ground control.
Yeah, I think ground control.
Yeah. And again, that's even better if you go second. What have we got here? I'll skip a few. Sorry, guys, if we've missed a couple. Dark Angels were a real head scratcher for me regarding what to take. I like the Raven Wing discussion, by the way. That's good. JP Wargaming is giving Keith some good feedback there. Cool. JP's on the Academy, so definitely one to listen to on that side of things. So thanks for going in that. Can CHWO can deep strike turn 1? Who can deep? Oh, maybe is that who can deep strike turn 1? So only things that can deep strike turn 1 are
drop pods.
If you're in a drop pod. Okay, so if you've got a unit in a drop pod, or there's units too that can redeploy 9 inches away, then they can move. You right there?
Yeah.
Jack just choking on his Dr. Pepsi. Dr. Pepsi. That's a new brand, Dr. Pepsi. Okay.
We're going to venture out into beverages as a side hustle. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, what do you think of the new studio? Hey, let us know. We're actually playing on the. I could put the overhead on, but you won't be able to see anything actually. Guys, what's the sound like? By the way, are we good on the sound? Can you hear us clearly? Is there any humming or anything annoying like that? Is there an echo? Please let us know, because I'll do my best. Mortal, get around, minus to hit, invulnerable saves and counter combat. Oh, Luke. Thought on a mostly combat NID army. I know shooting's great, but I feel the addition of something to spawn...
Saurus, I can't say it.
Yeah, something. Sporocysts.
Oh, yeah.
To spawn spore mines and biovores with genie stealers and hive tyrants. Yeah, I mean, it can still be good.
Yes, that's that list when you spam those. They're like the little pods thing that you can just throw at the board in your opponent's face and blow them up.
Yeah.
And I really like the Biovores and the Spore Mines.
Yeah. For zoning out deep strike,
and for move blocking,
and
they're really nice. I think they're just. I looked at it. I think they're just a few too many points for a Biovore, so I probably wouldn't go for it. I love a Carnifex.
You love a Carnifex.
But they only hit on 4s in combat unless they charge, which I don't understand.
Right. Okay. Yeah. They should be at 3, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently sound is perfect, so that's absolutely fantastic, guys. Yeah. So and clear, no humming, not really an echo, just room dynamics. Yeah. Also, we've got. So I'll quickly show you this. Give you a quick tour, shall I? Now, bear in mind, it's going to be quite dark. So over there is a soundproofed wall, as you can see. So over there, I've purchased the foam. I just need to stick it on. So we're going to have a double soundproof wall. Over there is our streaming table. And then we've got, well, basically where you set up your army over there. In the corner here, we've got the Ultramarines army. And then over in that corner, we've got the Blood Angels army. And then over in the corner over there, you've got the Dark Eldar and the Eldar. And then on that side, you've got some more armies. And then you've got the other table where you put your army on. So that's the setup. And then up here is we've got the lighting system and then the downward cam, if you can see that. So yeah, we'll be doing some live streamed games when I get the new lighting setup. Now, because basically that was messing up the audio. So yeah, we ended up with this horrible buzz in humming, weren't we? Because unfortunately these light boxes, it's like a white noise that only the microphones pick up, so it's really, really annoying. But anyway, so yeah, lots of new stuff coming. Lighting could be less bright. Yeah, I think I might actually have to brighten this up. We can actually change that as well. So I could probably just change that a little bit on there, tone this down a little bit. What's the colour used for the back wall? I think it's like a teal, maybe. It's maybe only like a teal.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
But it's like a dark. Well. Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, it's funny because when we actually got our logo redesigned, I sent them the picture of the wall.
Okay.
And I said I want this colour in our logo, which is why the sort of the blue of our colour matches this. But it's like a gradient effect. It goes from this colour blue to like a teal. Yeah. So this is the darker version. Yeah. Right, and so I'll give you guys a quick look at the terrain. So as I mentioned, this is the terrain that Vanguard Tactics have. We didn't design it, like I wasn't there drawing everything out. I just did the dimensions and stuff and the concept. So in a box of terrain, so this isn't just, when we're selling this terrain, you can buy them individually, but what I'm going to basically suggest people do is buy the entire box. Mm-hmm. When you buy the entire box of terrain, it sets up a complete table with 10 pieces of terrain. You get 2 large L's, 4 smaller L's, and 2 U-shape ruins that I've designed, and no one's using U-shape, so this is like quite unique. And the reason why U-shape is really good is because depending on, they're really great for central deployment zones.
Yeah.
So that it gives you some line of sight blocking.
Yeah, because sometimes they don't, if they're just flats, they don't offer anything. Yeah. In certain deployment types.
Yeah. And then when you get the whole map as well, you get a downloadable sheet of how you can set up the table in. I've done 3 different ways. I think I might be able to squeeze out a couple more. Cool. So when you rock up to the table, you can say, right, let's roll a dice. This is the deployment. This is the map type we're going to run with. Okay. And then we would then roll out the mission, we'd roll out deployment. So that way you're not going to have that issue where you're like, oh great, well you get the good side, so it's game. Yeah. It's going to be pretty well balanced.
It's all kind of inspired by tournaments you've gone to. Yeah. So it's
picking the best, getting rid of the worst. Yeah. And that's how I've come up with these ideas.
It's good for competitive training if you're working towards a tournament.
Yeah. So this is a small L shape. Now, I think that's about 4.5 inches, or maybe 5.
I took the ghost keel underneath one earlier.
Yeah,
so, it's taller than normal.
And you've got the acetate windows there, which are pretty cool. So these you can either leave these in. They can be wood. And this all comes pre-painted, the entire lot. So you literally get some super glue, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and then you pop out the windows and put the acetate in. So it's like 12 pieces you need to glue together, and it's done. So that's a small L, and there's enough for, that's another small L shape as well. You then get our ingenious crater design, which are super easy to build, but look fantastic. They actually look like a crater, don't they? Yeah. Great on any map, and you can paint these if you wanted a different color with different render powders. Then you've got this is the U shape, so double height and triple layers, so a knight can't peer over and shoot the guys underneath. And there we go, so it's got the U shape. And then we've got the large L shape. So this is triple layer, and then goes back. And actually, what we've got here, you may have heard that cracking, but basically this comes on a big square, and it's already cut. So if you want, you can take the floor off if you want less. Okay, so you can have it with more or less.
The footprint. Yeah.
You can reduce the footprint if you really want as well. So that will literally just, that section will snap off if I wanted a smaller footprint.
Yeah.
And then what you can do is actually attach that to the front. You can glue it on the front, so it's like a weird, we've just left it on square, but yeah. And I wanted everyone to have a floor, so then it's super easy to know
if you're on terrain.
If you're on terrain. Yeah. So again, it just makes all that pretty clear and transparent. And then when Vanguard Tactics, or when coronavirus is over and we start running our RTTs and GTs here, then spoiler alert, by the way, then we're obviously going to be using all the tables like this.
Yeah.
It'll be fixed terrain, so it will be balanced, and there'll be different. Each table will have a different setup, so you'll never be playing on, or maybe you might play on the same table twice.
So, like for example, like say 3 different terrain layouts.
Yeah.
But to be used across all tables.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you might play on the same one twice, but yeah. And that will be on pre-order. That will be pre-order for at the end of next month
Cool.
for everyone else. But at the start of this month coming, in June, if you're on the Academy, you'll get this. And I'm going to try and work in a little discount as well.
GP.
But the entire box is a very, very good price. And it's actually going to be, it takes you under less than 2 hours to build the lot. So yeah. How many tables do you have? We're looking at 30. We're going to be looking at a 30 table event, so up to about 60 players. So we shall see. But obviously we don't know yet.
There's got to be a lot of work's got to go into there.
I've got to put a lot of work in first, yeah. If you change the gain on the microphones, you might be able to cancel out the white noise. Yeah, I don't know how to do that using this device, unfortunately. I could maybe bring that down on there potentially. Okay, well, I'll try that. Yeah, thanks for the tip. I appreciate that. Any other questions? Any other questions? How many tables do you have? Have you tried 40k on Tabletop Simulator? I have tried it. You haven't tried it, have you?
I haven't tried it.
It's not for me. It's really not for me, Tabletop Simulator. I love Warhammer because it gets me away from my computer.
Yeah, and I'm exactly the same reason. I think I'd get frustrated with it.
Yeah.
And I think you touched on it really well. Is actually that hobby time that you've gained from not being able to play.
Yeah.
Is getting invested into building, painting, getting new armies ready.
Yeah.
So I'm much further forward my next project than I would have been. So that's where I've been investing my time.
And actually, for you haven't really touched much painting, have you, over the last couple of years?
No, I've done the bare minimum. Yeah. Rush it towards the end to get a new list ready for a tournament.
Yeah. And you've always kind of been forced to just take the towel because they were painted.
Yeah.
But now you can go to an event and go, cool, I can take the Dark Angels, I can take the Raven Guard, or I can take the towel.
Yeah.
So actually it's going to improve your quality of hobby time because you've put the hours in painting. Yeah. I said yesterday that sometimes I feel like I'm going to call it the COD mentality. When you're playing on any computer game, you have a very aggressive mentality because you forget that you could be playing against another person.
Yeah.
Whereas when we're here, and if I can see you get upset about something, I can read it straight away.
Yeah.
So I'll then, I'm not going to start messaging you like the horrible things people message you on COD, right?
Yeah.
Because I respect I'm playing against a human being here, and that's part of, and it's not going to happen all the time, but I'm sure it does happen and creeps into TTS.
But, I've been watching like some TTS streams. Like I see how much of a powerful tool it can be to test stuff out and test new list ideas before you purchase. So, I think we're in agreement. It's just not for us. Yeah. But I can see why lots of people do use it, especially now. It's great.
Yeah. Jack said, price on terrain and can I pre-order? Yeah, Jack, if you're on the Academy, you can pre-order. And if you want to join the Academy, there is a link below. So even if you just want to join the Academy just to get your pre-order in on the terrain, but I bet it is, this terrain, when I tell you the price, is going to be a lot less than you would expect to pay for not only the quality, but remember, it's pre-painted. Yeah. I've seen plenty of other MDF terrain. I won't mention the other companies, but I've bought MDF terrain before, and it was so well. You and I spent
it was a day?
6 hours, and it wasn't even painted. Yeah, we lost a day.
We couldn't get a game in that day.
And we started early. I think it was about 6 hours. I think the best we could do was spray paint it. Yeah. I went through 2 cans of spray paint just to get it all done black, because priming MDF is an absolute nightmare. So if you factored in the amount of paint that you would need in the cost on top of that, then actually, and the time and effort it takes, with this you just need some super glue. You can do it with PVA, but super glue is just much quicker.
We all spend a lot of money on our models and spend a lot of time painting and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't really want to be painting terrain, but I do want a nice setting to play my games. Yeah. So if I've got a product like this, then happy days, I'll just go, I'll spend that. I know I've got a mat, I've got some nice terrain to go with my models, happy days, and I know it follows a competitive setting. Yeah. So it's good for practicing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you've already got some of the like GW ruins, it fits in perfectly. Yeah. We wanted it so that it was completely complementary to that already established range. And I think the guys here at Foreground Publishing have done a fantastic job with that. I've got the Sisters fortification thing, which would look as an incredible centerpiece on this table.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And because it's the same ruins, I would just paint it in a similar blue color to this.
Yeah,
bluey grey, and all of a sudden it's going to look really, really nice, especially with some gold trim. You're not even going to realize that it's like from different, but you've got that variety of you could get some, the cargo containers, chuck a few of them down on here if you didn't want to use the craters, so to speak. You could add some hills in as well that GW do, whatever. And we're also going to be designing some more terrain ranges as well for different styles to go on different formats, but that's going to be in the next kind of wave and thing. So TTS is a lot better if you know the people you are playing versus random people. I would agree. Yeah, absolutely. And it's all about, like, you always want to establish that pre-game chat as well, and that's really important. Lucas said, how easy it's to stack multiple -1 to hit for some factions. There should be +1 to hit possibly in the game. Should be more +1 to hit. Well, Necrons get a +1 to hit. Chaos get a +1 to hit. Marines get a +1 to hit. Eldar don't need it because they already hit on 3s with rerolls from Doom.
Tau guide.
Tau
can get access to -1. Yep. Obviously Marines.
Marines get full rerolls. Yeah. Cruel, Admech get +1 to hit.
And full rerolls.
Knights. No, but they play in every phase of the game, and they're an extreme build anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised if in any updates of the rules for an FAQ or whatever that a 6 will always hit.
Yeah, but then does that then take away from what orcs get?
No, because they get additional shot. So you hit them a 6 additional shot. Yeah. Because it gets a bit silly with, say, a Disco Lord, -4 to hit. I'm a Tau army, I can't shoot it. Yeah. It becomes, and the late top flyers were a big problem for a long time. Yeah. So I think if you capped it that 6 always hits, obviously it's still a 6.
I think if they had 6 always hits, but they went back to failed hit rolls, That may balance it. Right, because I think the Chapter Master for 2 CPs is too strong still.
Oh, a Chapter Master for 2 CP, even if you make it 3, there's no question you take it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they're definitely going in a direction of making it all hit rolls. Like a Baden does it, Call does it, Chapter Masters, all the new special characters do it for Space Marines.
Yeah.
So they seem to be moving away from the failed into just re-rolls.
Repentia and Combat do it. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know where we're going to take it. But that's a Marine thing, isn't it? You know, they're quite small, they're quite elite.
Tactical, yeah.
They just re-roll everything. I think it'll definitely go to 3 CP.
Yeah. Knights have an ignore modifier strat for Morton, and also the Chaos Knights do. They can ignore modifiers.
That's how I deal with
it. Dark Reapers always hit on a 3 with Guide. They're pretty good. When you're re-rolling a hit, re-rolling a wound from Mastercrafted with your Night Spinners and stuff. So, I mean, there is plenty of that. Necrons get a +1 to hit as well.
Saltak, you got a strat +1 to hit, and then Margot will be done, so you can double stack pluses to hit.
Yeah. So I think there's some, yeah. What have we got here? I feel like the game has too much accurate fire. Now, I tell you what is too accurate: a Thunderfire cannon.
Yeah.
This is what blows my mind: is how can you have a Thunderfire cannon hitting a flyer? So an indirect shot hitting a flyer. That does blow my mind. I feel like indirect weapons shouldn't be able to target flyers. Battlefield role flyers, not like flying units. Or maybe they only hit on a 6.
Yeah, they get minus to hit against.
Like you can't have it both ways, because shooting indirect is so powerful.
Yeah.
So if they could only hit on a 6, because at the moment you take 3 Thunderfire cannons, turn 1 with Imperial Fists,
take the Eye Up Hypnoth, so you get reroll hits and wounds of
1, and all of a sudden those 3 things will just take away 2 to 3 planes. Crazy. So where are we based? Is the beginning of the live, is the studio close to London? So we are from here about an hour and 45 minutes from London.
Drive?
Yeah, drive, yeah. There is a train station literally 15 minutes away, 10 to 15 minutes away from here, and for our GTs, if it's popular, then we'll get a minibus or something. We'll do some shuttle runs. But for you, from Birmingham, what was that, 2 hours today?
2 hours this morning, yeah.
Yeah. So we are in Wiltshire, basically, yeah. So sort of southwest of England. And there's not really that many events in the southwest. There's big at Bristol.
Yeah.
In Liam Royal there does some fantastic events. Yeah. So big shout out to him. But this could be another nice little one. Yeah. Nice little hub in the area. Yeah, fantastic. The dice roll is almost conventional at the point where you get ridiculous access to rerolls. Yeah, I mean with Thunderfires you may as well just go how many shots did you get? 8.
They automatically hit.
It's 8 hits then, The odds of rolling a 1 then a 1, do you think indirect should be a -1 to hit as a generic rule? I don't know if Thunderfires weren't ballistic skill 2 because of the Tech Marine. If they were just ballistic skill 3, fine.
I quite like that. Yeah. Because it's interesting because the Guard have a +1 to hit with their artillery if they can see the target.
Yeah.
Which, 4 to 3 is a big swing for them. So actually maybe that is a sensible rule.
Yeah.
If you're shooting that line of sight, you're -1 to hit.
Yeah.
Because you can't see it.
It's weird that Eliminators, when they fire indirectly,
+2.
They get, is it +2 to hit?
Yeah.
Or +2 or something,
I quite like that as an idea.
Yeah.
It'll make my SMS useless, but...
But that could be, again, I don't know. Hey, luckily we don't write the rules to have to make these.
Yeah, we'll create all kind of problems.
we can just sit here on our soap stools. Yeah. Would love to come down and challenge you guys to a game sometime. Well, Manic, the place to do that is going to be if you're on our academy, then I'll be doing some coaching games with those guys. And once this is over, be welcome to come down and do that. And also, come to one of our events because we'll be playing in it.
Yeah.
I'm playing in the events. But we will have, well, I can guarantee you this, we're going to have a very watertight code of conduct for playing, because obviously we want to make sure that...
at least one of us will be, if not more of us will be TOing as well. So.
And I'll probably even, to be honest, I'll probably pay a TO.
Cool.
So it's not going to be done voluntary, it's going to be, they're paid to do a job. Because I want to make this tournament scene a lot more like professional within reason, so a really good, I want these to be premium events. We can't be the largest, but we can certainly be a premium quality event where you're going to turn up, and at Vanguard Tactics we're not going to take any cheating. That's for sure. There's going to be none of that. So strongest Space Marine army right now. It's the last question. What's yours?
Probably Iron Hands infantry spam with Pharos, the Apothecary, and as many Intercessors and Centurions you can get in there.
I'm going to say Blood Angels, but they're not a Space Marine chapter, are they? But in terms of Adeptus Astartes, I would say them, or maybe Grey Knights. But in terms of a Space Marine build, I would say Ultramarines. I like Ultramarines a lot.
Raven Guard are up there as well, but I still think the Iron Hands and Ultramarines probably pip them.
Also, does Vanguard Tactics have any T-shirts to sell? Yes, we will be having with the new logo, we'll be having brand new kit, T-shirts, hoodies, the lot, and you'll be able to purchase that when you come to an event, or you'll be able to get that on mail order. But with the guys on the Academy, the first module, which is module 0 that you get for free, as well as module 1, is all about our ethos at Vanguard Tactics. So I don't want anyone wearing a t-shirt of Vanguard Tactics if they're going to go out there and try and win at all cost, because you're representing Vanguard Tactics every time you wear a t-shirt. So I'm not going to sell a t-shirt to anyone, because otherwise I'd rather it dilutes the brand of what this stands for, if anyone can wear it and go to events and cheat and stuff. So it will be for people on the Academy, or members who are coming to our events and things, because we know that they're great guys and represent the game in the right way. And so that's kind of that, really. One message is held in review. I think that can probably stay there. We can't do any bad language, guys. Luke said, is there a way for pros experts to actually put in ideas or input like this to affect rule changes? Well, Luke, you'll be quite surprised, but some of the GW rules writers do watch this stream. So just even having these conversations, no doubt will stir some ideas.
You can email them directly.
You can email them directly.
I don't know the address off the top of my head, but if you go for the website, there's an email address where you can put forward suggestions directly to GW as well. Yeah, absolutely. But I know that they have told me in the past that they watch this kind of stuff. So right. I really like the sound of a tawny VT. Long way from Wakefield, but I will come. Excellent, Phil. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Brand integrity is important. Cool. Here we go. Which Crisis? Psychic Iron Blaster.
Or is there room for fusion?
I don't like the Crisis Psychic Iron Blaster.
Okay, all right. Please put it out there,
They're only 18-inch range. They can be screened out far too easily, and it's similar to like a 500, 800 point unit that you're investing in it. Yes, it can be hitting on 2s, it can be re-rolling 1s and all this kind of good stuff, but that don't matter if you're not shooting, and they will get taken down in reply. So I personally don't like them. Haven't tried it, so it's something that I should try. So I'm looking at, so my Crisis suit build that I'm looking at is Farsight Enclaves, 6 suits with double burst cannon ATS, make them veterans, so they blister skill 3, weapon skill 4. Nice. And they're bodyguards, so that they can. So what I'm looking for that unit is drop in. They've got lots of DACA, which is great. Get a charge in, try and do some wraps and traps and stuff like that. Try and test that out.
Nice. Aggressive tau.
Nice.
I like it. No, I like the. I think the list I wrote had like triple burst cannons, didn't I? Something like that.
I think if you want your fusion blasters, it's your Cold-Star Commander. It just does the job so much better.
Simona said, can't wait that COVID-19 is gone, or can't wait that until it's gone. It would be great that my first event was ever a VT tournament. Absolutely, Yeah. So Brian's going to be flying over from Utah for the first ever the VTGT, as it were. Yeah. The VTGT. Anyway, guys, Jack, thank you so much for coming on the show, mate.
Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure today.
I'm sure we'll be back on in the future. Now we've got the studio up and running, and the sound is good, and the lighting's good, and everything's good. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So be there or be square, triangular, whatever. But anyway, guys, take care and stay safe.
See you later.